By the way, friend of the show is here, Lindsay.
Yes.
We're going to throw her in the deep end. We know Sarah Lee. Everybody knows Sarah Lee. We talked to Sarah Lee. Sarah Lee's a friend of the show.
Nobody doesn't like her.
But, Waypoint Vets, an amazing story of a bicycle ride across the country, an amazing story of reaching out to so many veterans suffering from PTSD, giving them opportunities to actually have an adventure, to actually have a life, to actually sit around campfires, to make their way down rapids, to do a little mountain climbing, do a little hiking, a little biking. And
it fits in right with our whole idea of the show. You make a living so you can make a life. These men and women went and made their living, and now they deserve a chance to really go out and live their life.
And that's kind of it, ain't it, Sarah Lee?
That's spot on, actually, is re-identifying yourself and figure out where to go from there. What does life mean now post-service, and where do I go from here? So that was perfect.
Yay.
Waypointvets.org, by the way. Okay, so we did it. We took care of it. Lindsay, go get her.
Oh, okay. No, I said it through it. No, this is what, Sarah, I think it's important, and you'll understand, this is kind of the concept behind your whole organization and your men and women getting to know each other. But like, just for example, the author that we had on, it's a fiction novel. We can't talk too much about the book or else you won't need to read the book. So so what we do, the flip is like, let's get to know Ryan, the author, as a person. You want people to respect you as a human and what you've done, get to know you, and then they trust that what you're going to output, the kind of programs Sarah Lee is going to put out in the world, the kind of adventures you're going to put together, they know you already, they trust you, so they know that's something they're going to be able to get on board with, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Is
there's a lot of nonsense going on out there. You have to be able to, people work hard for their money and they believe in things for a reason. And the more they know about the source and the roots of something, the better they'll trust the harvest.
Yeah, exactly. So
well said, by the way.
That was very well said. So that being said, let's get to know Sarah a little bit. She's rubbing her hand. She's nervous.
Because I don't usually talk about
No,
myself.
I'm going to ask what song you like.
So not
it's
about
nothing.
me.
I'm not going to be like,
so funny.
Tell us something that
your
you
deepest fear and why.
What's the worst thing you've ever done that you probably should have gone to jail for? Tell us now. No, the idea of like what, it's again, reminding, we say all the time, I want to remind our audience that truck drivers, they're just humans.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Veterans, they're just humans. They're humans that have seen some shit way more than us. But at the end of the day, they're just humans. And we're all, it's a dance. It takes us all. So things like, simple things, Sarah, like when you wake up in the morning, do you have a morning routine? Is it every day the same or is every day different for you?
Oh, that's awesome. It begins with coffee and cats.
Coffee and cats.
I have a couple cats and coffee, and I usually have my coffee outside. I think waking up and listen to the sounds of nature and something about I don't know if it's a frequency thing or if how our body responds to bird singing or the wind in the leaves. That's how, if I can start my day with things like that, it feels like I'll have a lot more clarity, feel more productive if I start with a little bit of peace and a whole lot of caffeine, and that's pretty much my morning.
It's a balance. So that's beautiful though, but does that change because you also travel a lot? I feel like everywhere we go, you are too. So you're out on the road quite a bit, and then some. Does your routine change if you're at home, or do you did you do that this morning? Or no?
No, not this morning. I came straight here. You guys are enough caffeine for me, honestly.
Jimmy Mac is enough caffeine for sure.
But certainly, like on our adventures and things. I mean, we get up. It's a little different. We do all the family style meals. So one of our staff always cooks breakfast and lays everything out, has the coffee brewing well before anyone gets up. So I wake up to the smell of coffee. It's like, hey, my brothers or sisters are serving me on these trips, or vice versa. And that whole concept of service just makes the coffee better, makes the food, you can taste the love in the food. And it's a whole different atmosphere when you wake up smelling a breakfast cooked by your fellow veterans. So that's how it is on the trip. So when I'm traveling, that's the difference.
That's awesome. I always say, Jim, on that note, whenever if I cook something for my husband or he cooks something for me, I always say, "Did you put love in it?" He's like, "Oh, I taste extra love in this."
That's the only thing that makes my food taste good.
The love.
Yeah, that's it.
Put the love in.
I make Claire bowls.
Terrible cook. Great love.
Yeah.
Added too much love.
I actually make Claire breakfast bowls. Is the thing that I make for them.
You very thoughtfully curate them.
By the way, if you actually look at them, I like to get a little photo of them beforehand and be like, you can show people this. So anytime people say, "What's your husband like?" Just show them the bowl. Just show them the bowl. You know what I'm saying?
He's a strange-looking guy.
He's a strange-looking guy. I know something about our friend Sarah here that's really wonderful. She's got a terrific photographic eye.
Yes.
A terrific photographic eye, and I know it's a passion of yours as well too. Can you talk a little bit about that? It's so important. So many of our friends out here, Sarah, that comment on the book of faith, people that comment on the tube of you, and Trucker Voices, by the way, says good morning to everybody here. Thank you, Trucker Voices, for being involved in the conversation. Talk a little bit about your photography. I know you don't get a chance to do it as much as you would like all the time, but I know you love it deeply. One of my favorite photographs somebody's taken of me. Speaking of Marshall, he's here with a cigar in his mouth. There's a great shot of me, Marshall, with a cigar, black and white. Smoke is rolling past my face, courtesy of Sarah Lee and I in a cigar bar in Franklin, Tennessee.
That's right. It was an honor. Photography became a passion shortly after deployment. We didn't come back. We lost 4 men over there as young as 19, and including a dear friend of mine. And when I got back, I've always liked technology. I've always had this weird artsy side, this creative side, but really enjoyed computers and IT and things like that. So I found a college major that combined the two. Yes, like I would open my teacher's CD-ROM drives in the middle of class in high school and like get into stuff, and it was ridiculous.
That's not what Lindsay was opening
it's so
in the
harmless,
back of class,
but
by the way.
So annoying, but so harmless. You know?
Very different. Cracking a cold one, keeping it classy. All right, 7th grade, let's do this.
Growing up? Yep, that's right. Where were you when I was growing up? I
wish Liquid Death had existed back in like the 70s, because I'd have been like crack having a cold. Yeah.
Cold one.
Liquid Death.
By the way, Liquid Death,
who can make water cool like that? That's amazing.
I think Liquid Death, though, is the equivalent of candy cigarettes.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's actually trading.
It's promoting, but I mean,
it's ingenious.
It is ingenious.
It's
ingenious.
We're going to sell water to dudes. Old men won't drink water. Oh, yeah? Hold my Liquid Death. You know, I mean, it's like...
And you're not going to buy, you're not going to drink in my bar? Now you are. Give me all your money.
Give me all your money. It's like sweet tea, but it's not. Liquid Death. Go on, I'm sorry. So you tinker with the CD-ROMs, all that kind of fun stuff.
Spot on. It's hilarious. It's amazing branding. I wish I thought of it. But so I got back. I have 3 college degrees. I didn't end up getting hired. I applied many places after I graduated, and I decided to start my own start my own photography business. So I did that for 17 years. It was just really important for me to capture those moments and those memories for families, because one day all we have are pictures, and a picture you can really relive a person through photos, a whole experience through a photo, a capture of it. So that became a passion for me, and I did that for 17 years. And
do you notice that we take so many photos now, so many selfies, so many images? Oh, and I went here and I ate this, and I was with so-and-so, and my guy, look at everybody smiling and laughing, having been thrown off the cliff. It's all terrific.
Here's a picture of a firework that everyone else took as well.
Yeah, but my problem is, and this is not something you suffer from because you do photography, we don't really curate anything anymore. My mom has a picture book of us that she will bring down, the few pictures that were saved from the disaster of Katrina. I mean, having to reassemble her whole life after we lost everything in Katrina. The book is so moving. It is so well put together. It is like you'll have a page of Jim and a page of Ryan and a page of John and then a page of her brothers and sisters and then a page of her grandparents and her great-grandparents. And now we go on people's Facebook pages. It's like, here's my pictures.
I know. Here's
Take my picture.
Photo dump. I hate when people say that. Here's a photo dump from this week. I'm like, it's just a terrible word to put
Brad
next
does a pretty good job, by the way. When he sends people pictures, you might get a lot from him, but you get it is in order, in the sequence that happened. And
he's a highly functioning human. But it's actually, we could say, Sarah, the show We Should Write that launches today, we could say we should photograph. I mean, for you, that's kind of what has unknowingly or knowingly, consciously or subconsciously, has photography been a real healing journey for you? Like you're able to tell stories, and it's a thing. I would guess a lot of veterans, they'll go out and they'll see certain images or be in certain environments, and that could be triggering. But if you're turning the camera maybe the other way, turning it off yourself in the other way, I would think you get to reframe things, actually both literally and figuratively. Does that
Yes, it's very
resonate?
helpful. It's helpful to look through the lens, and the world around you just kind of goes away. It really hones you in and gives you focus on what you're, photographing. For me, I did it, for a long time, and it's kind of I had to stop. I didn't stop photography because I started volunteering full-time running my charity. I stopped because of a neck injury overseas. I'm no longer able to really feel the buttons on the camera and things. So I kind of stopped, I had to hang the camera up. Thankfully, I went on my cycling journey because that definitely contributed to my rock bottom and my attempt on my life. But after my cycling journey and founding Waypoint Vets, I got to hire my friends from college that I met in my same major. And since my entire team's listening right now, I'm going to go ahead and say that we're doing our inaugural Glacier National Park trip this week. Boom. And they're doing it without me, and I'm so proud of them. And I have my friends.
Is this the first one?
The first one without me. For our new staff. Yep. We added 12 volunteer
How do you feel?
staff.
How do you feel?
I feel awesome.
Okay.
They made it fun to trust, which is a very cool position to be in. We have a leadership training every year. They feel super empowered to run this trip without me, which makes me so happy. We set them up for success. But I have my college friends that I met when I first started photography on this trip with them documenting. So that's just a gift. It's a gift that you give someone, is but capturing those moments for them so that when they get home and that come down hits and they go back to their lives and their hardships, they can relive those moments and see themselves bonding and beasting and all those things that they forgot they were capable of happening for them right before their eyes. And it's just it serves as a wonderful reminder of who you still are, and it makes you want to become more.
Let me say this too, by the way. That's an important thing for you. Those adventures, those trips, those journeys of discovery, of reconciliation, of reconstitution are really important, and yet here you are. And that, Lindsay, a reflection of how much our friends here are important to us. Gena, of course, Gena Mullinax is here.
Gena over there, looking like a hottie von Hotterstein, by the way.
Huh?
Come on.
Unbelievable.
And I don't mean New Orleans hot.
I mean, like genuinely. By the way, lean into that microphone and tell everybody good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Nicely done, by the way. When did you get here?
I got in here yesterday afternoon.
But now you've been here a lot, right? You and other people that we know who we won't mention. Y'all have been down here a lot. Right?
I've been to New Orleans a couple of times.
On one or more occasions. But have you been down at this time of year?
No,
it's
no,
brutal,
this is
isn't
not
it?
the time of year you typically vacation to New Orleans.
That's why our rooms were so cheap.
So
No, you want to come here? We'll pay you to come to New Orleans in July and August.
But I'll tell you this, my sister. I'll tell you this. This particular street that we're on is wonderful in regards to it does have the breeze come up it, and it does have what they call it the canopy. You're in the canopy part of the country, of the city right now. They call it the canopy because it's the one place where you don't drop dead on the spot. Because that's what I tell you. Canal Street, where you guys are, Lindsay, brutal.
In what sense? Like
the
just
weather.
It's different from that street to this street?
Oh my God, you're literally in a wind tunnel.
Because of the trees?
You're in a wind tunnel with trees here. Over there in downtown on Canal Street, you're like the moment you walk out of the shade, you turn into an ash dump. It's brutal.
That's what that was.
Yeah,
I
that's
just thought
exactly
that
what
was
it was.
Nick blowing down my neck as we were walking down the street. But that makes sense.
That makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? So you guys got in town. You got in town yesterday. Where are you guys staying?
we actually have a lovely little Airbnb about 3 blocks from here.
And what's that address?
No,
I'm
By the way, I have an address for you, by the way. Lindsay, I'm going to give out the address where I'm staying right. Oh, I shouldn't do that either.
Yeah, but you do have a piano there, so I do want to. I saw a piano in the picture.
Dude, you got to come see this
I
place.
am.
It
I'm
is
coming.
amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and we're so thrilled to be here. Sarah Lee joins this morning. Gena Mullinax is here as well from our friends at FASTPORT, who, by the way, are up there on the board behind me, FASTPORT Studio. FASTPORT's above my head as well, too. Lindsay, what does it say? It's got a great picture.
Well, it's
from
like you're
Madison.
wearing your sweet little bald/big bald head is wearing this beautiful FASTPORT Studio sign hat, and I like it. It's a great visual. It's like you've got, it's like the thought bubble. It's like you're always thinking of FASTPORT Studios.
I'm always thinking of a radio that says, hey, it's FASTPORT Studios. FASTPORT, by the way, is solving America's toughest recruiting and workforce challenges through research, technology, and, of course, people like Gena. The people. From registered apprenticeship to veteran readiness, you can learn more at fastport.com or nationalapprenticeship.org. Sarah, so you didn't get a chance to go to the Glacier Park, but where are you going next? What's your next big adventure?
It would be our East Tennessee adventure out near Ocoee, Tennessee, whitewater rafting down the Ocoee River, kayaking the Hiawassee, rock climbing at Cherokee National Forest, and then we're visiting an exotic animal farm just to mix it up. Like, you got to keep it dynamic. We're all human kittens. I mean, you have to keep it dynamic on the itinerary, have a little break from the intensity to hold some sloths,
Did you know Claire and my first date was at a wildlife park where there were where there were zebras and stuff like that. It's in Louisiana, and that's where I learned don't pet the zebras.
Don't feed the animals.
Don't pet the
and
zebras.
also don't feed the zebras.
Well, they let you feed them, but you feed them out of these big cups, and they're like, keep your hand as low on the cup as you possibly can. It doesn't take you 2 seconds. Once the zebra opens its mouth and you see those
It's
choppers,
too late.
once you see
It's
it's
too
too
late.
late. It's like being thirsty. If you're thirsty, it's too late. If you're tired, it's too late. You should already be drinking and asleep. Which, by the way, when I think about zebras, I want to be drinking and asleep.
I love to be drinking while I sleep. Hey, Sarah, because I can't really drink very well when I'm awake anymore. These old bones, it just don't
Doesn't work
work
anymore.
the way
It
it
doesn't work
used
the way
to.
it used to.
It
Go
doesn't work.
on.
Are you
Oh,
coming to
podcast.
our party tonight, Sarah Lee?
Yes, I cannot wait. I couldn't wait to spend the day with you guys. I'm so excited for this new chapter. There's a lot to celebrate.
Will you dance with me?
Oh my gosh, I'd be honored.
Yay! Okay, and awesome. And what's your when you go to a party or a gathering, what's your cocktail of choice? Sarah Lee and I got to have lunch together recently, and we decided they brought us out champagne.
I found
think
a place that had queso,
they
by the way,
did.
for you yesterday. I just want to point out I found queso for
I
you
know
yesterday.
it was very that
Like you
makes
ladies
me
look
very
like you're
happy.
celebrating something, and we were just having a great time hanging out. They
Didn't
brought us
plan to
champagne.
drink. They brought us champagne, so we pinkied up and we had a lovely day. Tonight they're doing a very fancy bourbon tasting. Brad Bentley, the good man of FASTPORT, has brought in the big guns, and I think there's one bourbon they'll be tasting tonight that's like $120 a shot. That's all I'll drink. That's all I'm drinking.
Let me
Has to be
make this really
Forrester
clear. Let me make this
birthday.
really clear. It's a Jimmy Mack statement, but even when I did drink, I wouldn't have drank that. I've been like,
Why?
it's not my bag.
Because you wanted crap. You just no, you wanted Jack Daniels with a whisper some 7-Up over the
take
top.
crap on the
Actually,
rocks,
just
please.
take the big tumbler and just go 7-Up.
7-Up.
And then squeeze a big lime at the top. What I do is I would squeeze I cut a lime in half. I get a big tumbler, fill it up with ice, fill it up with Jack Daniels, and then squeeze a lime on top.
Oh no! And so you were an alcoholic? That's strange. That doesn't.
The
doesn't
best
track.
And I always tell people, it's like I'm not an alcoholic. I only allow myself one cocktail an evening. Of course, it was like a 32-ounce cup of Jack Daniels
a
that I
sip.
would, and I would
God,
never, I
heaven.
never reload the ice. Let it just slowly begin to melt. Marshall's sitting there going, "You damn right, man."
Life's too short to drink cheap whiskey. It works.
By the
guys are
way,
having
we got some friends out there. Truckers' Voices asked, "Where's everybody from?" They'll go first. They're from the Peach State. Bruce Almighty says Texas. Of course, our good friend Diver Driver, who is here in the city of New Orleans, having arrived he got angry at us, by the way, because he said, "You said 6," and I'm like, "I covered the military. I wasn't in the military." He said, "You should have said 1,800." And I'm like, "Oh, he got here a little bit too early.
06.
Sorry about that, brother." Gina, where are you originally from?
I am from the beautiful state of Arkansas.
So you're from there originally,
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
Where do you
from-
guys live right now? And the address too, please. No.
Yeah, because you guys have fun parties.
We do have amazing
So I
parties.
hear.
We have
So I
amazing
hear.
parties.
You
But-
were not invited, Lindsay. You
I
can go
don't get
there
invited to anything ever. I have 0 friends.
And well, we're finding out every minute of the day here on Road Gang Radio.
fine.
That's fine.
I'll
That's
write about
fine.
it.
Well,
Lincoln, Arkansas for Trucker Bosun, by the way. He's from Lincoln. But go on.
Oh,
brother.
excellent. Well, I'm in Huntsville, just west of the Northwest Arkansas Metroplex.
What I really like about New Orleans, and I'm actually talking about Huntsville here. What I like about New Orleans is there is only one New Orleans. If you say Springfield, if you say Huntsville,
You're not New Orleans.
You can't just say you can't say I'm from Huntsville because it's like which Huntsville? Because they're a very well-known Huntsville, Arkansas, a very well-known Huntsville, Alabama. It's like Springfield, but New Orleans ain't nobody else calling themselves New Orleans.
Is New Orleanian? Do New Orleanians
That's
say
proper.
that? That's not annoying.
No, be a
Is
New
it annoying when
Orleanian.
I say it because I'm not a New Orleanian?
No, of course not.
It's not. Okay.
All that stuff about. By the way, all the people who
That's
are
a
like
genuine question because I'm going to call Fred LeBlanc of Cowboy Mouth when he comes in at noon. I'm going to call him a New Orleanian.
native New Orleanian Fred LeBlanc.
Yeah. Okay. Roger
Say it
that.
with me. Native
New Orleanian Fred LeBlanc
He
joining
will not
us
be
live
offended.
on We Should Write
If
today
he's
at noon.
offended by that, it's because he's hungover. That's the only thing I could think of.
He's got his kids, so he won't.
He's
be
got his
hungover.
kids, so he won't be. That's important. Lindsay Lawler, our good friend Sarah Lee, Gena Harrison is here. And we're all here for the ribbon cutting ceremony a little bit later on this morning. They're also going to have a task force movement. Is going to be here with a big old sampling of different kinds of gumbo. We'll have another kind of gumbo tonight. We're having sausage andouille gumbo with potato salad.
Wait, is she going to do the thing? So full disclosure, I'm not a gumbo fan.
they're having a split. They're having 3 different kinds of gumbo.
So I'm going to eat it. Like I say that, but I'm also going to try it, especially because the caterer I hear is wonderful.
Yeah.
And this is her line.
Exactly. The caterer this afternoon is wonderful, and the caterer tonight is wonderful.
And then, so you've said before about the thing where you put the potato salad on the bottom of the gumbo.
There are people who like it with rice, and there are people like me who actually want to put potato salad at the bottom and then put it on top.
See, no, I've never had that, but that interests me way more than putting rice below it.
Somebody's got a hand up over there, Madison with a T.
Yeah.
She's from, tell them where you're from, by the way.
I'm from the Bayou.
She's from the Bayou.
I'm a professional gumbo eater.
Yeah, professional gumbo eater.
All right.
Typically,
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. There's different ways you can make a gumbo. Traditionally, some people use okra, which makes it kind of slimy. I'm not a big fan.
Now, I'm not an okra fan, by the way, my gumbo.
Yeah, if you put tomatoes in it, that's blasphemous. But mostly people will put the scoop of potato salad on the gumbo and eat it
like a ice cream scooper.
Exactly, like a la mode.
That's exactly
gumbo.
how people like it.
Huh? You guys are weird here, and I like it.
And we like. By the way, I mean, come on, the barbecue you folks eat up in Nashville. Now, for us, it's like great, whatever, what the heck. But for most people, like, what do you do? My favorite, by the way, you'll love this, Gene. My favorite is the folks up at Reeds Across America, who we love. So they have a barbecue for their Stem to Stone event. And they'll look at me and they'll be like, this is a good barbecue. I'm like, this is a good barbecue. And they'll look at Brad like, this is as good as anything in the South. And we just kind of go, the next time I have lobster in New Orleans, I'm going to call you and say, hey, man, this lobster we got going on down here is as good as anything you got up in lobster country. Take it easy. Oh, we got about 2 minutes left. Unbelievable. 2 minutes left.
So we should end talking with our guest.
What are you talking? We actually promoted all kinds of shite
Welcome
stuff
to Road Gang Radio. We play a little game called Ignore the Guest and talk about something way more interesting like potato salad. Okay, Sarah Lee from Waypoint Vets. Where I've probably asked you this before, but I'm going to ask it again because the work you do is so beautiful. Obviously, we're going to end with where people can go to be involved. We have a lot of vets listening. But first, before that, the one adventure you haven't taken yet that's like you're like there's no way we could actually pull this off. Therefore, we have to do it. Where would that be to? I mean, I know there's a ton, but next on the list.
And say it into the microphone, not to Lindsay.
Speak it into existence.
Sorry, I can't take my eyes off Lindsay when I'm on here with you guys.
You were saying last night at Walmart the same thing. I got Gena next to me, so I feel pretty good about life too.
Yes, but it has to be storm chasing. I linked up with the top chaser team in the country. They were on Deadliest Chase a long time ago. And we have a whole itinerary built and everything for it, but it's just out of our price range, and that trip would be so unbelievably intense.
So
it
like
would be
chasing
10 days.
tornadoes?
By the way,
yes,
Chris,
tornado chasing.
One of our
yes.
regular truck driver callers, Chris, is a genuine bona fide tornado chaser.
Oh, you're kidding. That would be our dream trip. I mean, a group of veterans that have been through hell with an F5 behind them, or no, probably not F5, but an F2 behind them.
Because they're like, dude, I've already walked through the storm. Let's go.
Right. It's so much symbolism, too, with the storm.
People say I need to be worried about the storm. I say my friend Sarah Lee is the storm.
Well, that's the point. We run into the storm like the herd of buffalo.
You run into the storm, I am the storm, by
That's
the way.
right. Come to me, Jimmy Madden.
And always have a comma. Anytime you say anything, just add the comma Jack at the end. I am the storm. Jack. Gena, what is your what's the destination? What's the adventure you want to have that you haven't had yet?
Oh, I want to do a road trip down Highway 1. I want to do the whole thing from
the whole enchilada,
the whole East Coast. I want to see the redwoods.
From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream water. Hey, Road Gang was made for me and you. Jim, we got to take a break. And coming up next, we have a new friend of the show.
New friend of the show.
Who I'm told we're probably going to be besties.
Naughty.
So I'm very excited about it. She's naughty, so she's my kind of people. Joining us next, Audrey LaCrone, who was made known to us by Brad Bentley. She's a dialect coach, which is super interesting. She's a naughty jazz singer. She's so much more. She's a fabulous musician. She's a performer. She's a personality is what she is. She's a
the
brand.
Whole enchilada and the burrito on the side.
Boom.
We got to take
She's
off.
the whole gumbo and the potato salad dollop in the middle.
FASTPORT.com, NationalApprenticeship.org, WaypointVets.org. Sarah Lee, it is good to be.
Oh, thanks for having me. I love you guys.
We love you, Sarah Lee.